I got this story here coming out of New York City. It's about this young lady that was getting followed by this fella that seemed to be a bad actor. She got nervous. Some two guys noticed it and went to her rescue. And they went back to the area, and this guy ended up putting them in the hospital. And it makes you wonder because I was reading through the comments on this and reading through different things. Folks are talking about they need the Second Amendment. You know, no matter how often the Supreme Court tells them you've got to allow people to have their right to defend themselves, cities like New York City constantly stop people from being able to defend themselves. Now, it's gotten to the point where I'm in the belief that if you were to allow cities like Chicago and LA and New York City and places like that to start being able to defend themselves, then you've got a problem of there are so many bad actors in these cities that it turned into the Wild West for a little while. Because these criminals have gotten so used to being able to be so violent that, well, they're not going to understand when citizens are able to defend themselves. It's going to be, it would be interesting, but unfortunately, this is what happens. So let me let you see a clip here about this young lady that got followed and these two good Samaritans that got attacked. So here we go.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Tonight, we're hearing from a woman who says she was being followed home by a stranger when two Good Samaritans saved her. And police say the suspect who followed her later stabbed the men. Addie Guajardo has the story from Brooklyn.
I mean, it looks like him in the exact location.
This woman, who did not want to disclose her identity out of fear, says she was walking home from work when she noticed this man following her. She says when she started running, he started running.
My fight or flight definitely kicked in. I was just very anxious and afraid. And
she says a group of men noticed something was wrong and two offered to walk her home.
I'm so thankful for them because they literally like practically saved me.
Officials say shortly after, an app alerted the two men of a similar situation with another woman just blocks away. But this time when they arrived to help, it took a turn.
Police say it was here at 465 Ocean Parkway around 1:30 in the morning on Saturday where the man suspected of following the two women stabbed the two Good Samaritans.
Officials say the suspect stabbed the 26-year-old man in the chest and shoulders multiple times and slashed the 29-year-old man above the eye. They were both transported to the hospital.
I just felt so sorry that they got hurt. You know, that just breaks my heart that they got hurt.
Police say they're looking for the suspect in this video, but for now, this woman says she's lucky and hopes she can one day thank the men who saved her.
I want to thank them so much from the bottom of my heart. I hope I see them again to say thank you in person.
In Kensington, Addie Guajardo, CBS News, New York.
Now, there were folks that were talking about this should have been a reason for Curtis Leawood to get elected as mayor of New York City. I'm under the impression that New York City just is too far gone. We got cities in this country that are just way too far gone at this point because they can't seem to understand that A, citizens need to be able to defend themselves and you need to quit allowing criminals to walk the streets. But it's an example for the rest of us all over the rest of the country to see how not to be. You talk to Atlanta cops. I was talking to one day, and he was saying that he actually agreed that citizens ought to be allowed to carry firearms. He said, he looked at me, he said, I vote Democrat. He said, but I'll tell you one thing. He said, I don't like the Democrat stance on firearms. And I'm like, you're a cop. And he's like, exactly. He's like, I would get less calls if citizens are able to just put their hand on the butt end of a pistol and show it to the bad guys. He said that scares off so many bad guys. He said, and it prevents so many crimes. He said, I don't get calls. He said, the only time I hear about this, or the rest of us hear about this, is when we're talking to regular folks and they say, look, I didn't have to call y'all. I just put my hand on the butt end of my pistol, showed that I had the pistol. And these folks that were trying to be criminal decided maybe today's not the day for me to try to be stupid. Maybe that's all that New York or Chicago or any of these other cities need, but at this point, I'm not too sure because even the frickin' DAs and whatnot in these areas are kowtowing to these criminals. These violent criminals are walking the streets, they get arrested, they don't even have to post bond, they're allowed to walk free, and then they commit more crimes. You tell me, what do you think? Do you think the Second Amendment would fix this issue? Or do you think that it would just turn into a Wild West situation until the bad guys finally got it in their head that that they aren't the winners anymore? You tell me. This has been Paul, Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.